never live safely or comfortably again. Thank you. Have a good day. I hope you don't. I won't ever give that. I want him out. I want him out!
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go.
My name's Redding Finney. I'm from North Bethesda, Maryland.
And why'd you come out to the rally today?
Because I believe that our government should be for the people and by the people, not by special interest groups or ultra-rich dudes that think that they know everything.
Why are you out here at the rally today?
Because I served my time in the military to defend democracy, and this is clearly a fascist coup. I was out here marching for Black Lives Matter in 2020, and I thought that I could be done, and now I'm back again.
What concerns you most about what's going on here?
My biggest concern is just the lack of equity that's about to be happening, the rollback of rights for people of color, for transgender people, for immigrants. I mean, there's no reason why they ought to not be here. They're the backbone of this country. We're founded on immigrants. I'm concerned I'm not going to have a bank account in 4 years, to be clear. But I'm here for right now for my trans brothers and sisters and non-binary siblings, and for the fucking Treasury, because he doesn't need all this fucking data.
What's going on today affects you most?
What affects me most is quite literally the takeover of my private data, my relationship with the federal government, and how I pay my taxes and I receive my benefits from them. They want to do away with this. They feel that by just marching in, going, we can do it because I believe in an imperial presidency, is totally against what the Constitution stands for.
If you could say one thing to Elon Musk right now, what would you tell him?
Elon, 1930 South Africa is looking for you.
My name is James Fishback. I'm from Florida.
Yes.
So what's up? What do you think?
Musk did not get one vote from this country. What right does he have to be in the Treasury with all that data, making decisions?
But by that logic, Scott Bessent didn't get one vote for Treasury, and he's in that building as well. So the president,
get appointed.
Right? But he didn't get a vote.
No.
President Trump can appoint people into positions just like President Biden did. I disagreed with those appointments then, but you can disagree with them now.
Sure do.
So that's okay.
No, but it's not the same thing, because if you are head of department, you have to go through the Senate to get confirmation, and that did not happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand that.
Okay,
so
are we in agreement?
We're in agreement that Elon. No, but we're in agreement that Elon was not
confirmed, right? It should have gone through the Senate, like you just said.
Rena, it's a good question. He was not Senate confirmed. We can agree on that, just objective fact. But let's talk more about what's happening here.
No.
Are you upset at taxpayer accountability? Okay.
Why don't you tell America what democracy looks like? What does democracy look like?
All right, sir, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Michael. I'm from Rockville, Maryland, just up the road here. So,
And why are you out at the rally today?
well, I'm a disabled veteran. I get my care at VA medical facilities who are staffed by federal workers, and I appreciate their care for the last 25 years. I don't want to see it go away.
And so, what are you most worried about with what's going on with Elon Musk right now?
Well, right now, the financial data and personal information that he has is terrifying. He has absolutely no right to be given that information. He's not in any way connected with the U.S. government. and it's just terrifying that someone other than an official government person has that information.
What are you most worried will happen that would affect your life?
Well, I get disability payments every month, and that's a big concern. Social Security as well. I mean, anything I have come to the U.S. government, and that seems to be on the chopping block. So I'm here with tens of thousands of my friends saying, stop it.
If you could say one thing to Elon Musk right now, what would you tell him?
Get your hands out of my damn bank account.
We got to do something.
Of the Treasury Department. We have to do something. So we want to represent.
It really is a coup. I mean, an individual who's got no security clearance, was not elected, going in there with these young, who knows what these people are doing with our money and with all this information. And it's like, it is more than a constitutional crisis. It seems so illegal, and I can't believe that there's nothing we can do to stop it. We're firing all the people that can do anything about it. If the people don't act, this country will become a dictatorship.
One thing, Elon Musk is a fucking, should go back to South Africa, because it's just, I mean, if there's one country in the world that's like got America beat on its racism and its social inequality, is fucking South Africa. Well, I am part of the LGBTQ community, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter, because recently they had LGBTQ plus on the websites, and now it's just LGB. And I am I'm in the process of, I'm transgender, and like, I have a lot of issues with that. And I already have pretty bad mental issues, if you can't tell. And this dude coming in to try to run the finances and the largest amount, I'm just so angry I can't even articulate it. But let me just, if there's one thing to say about him, he's the thing I'm most concerned about, really. Just American democracy coming into an end.
If you could, either of you, say something to Elon Musk right now, what would you say to him?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I mean, I'd say go back to running your businesses and get out of our government.
Yeah. Get your hands off our money, off our laws, and run your business and do something good with that. Pay your fucking taxes.
Yeah, pay your taxes. That'd be good.
I think what's happening here is very, very serious. It deserves attention, and I wanted to show up for it.
What is concerning to you?
What's concerning is that an unelected, unappointed individual, simply out of a sense of entitlement because he's wealthy, has decided to take over the systems that manage your and my personal data and your and my money.
What are you most worried will happen with that data?
Well, I hear a lot of people speculating. I think speculating is unwise. I think we should go with what we already know. And what we already know is that this is a takeover of the power of the purse by someone who doesn't have the right to have that power.
And is there a concern you have about how that would affect you, how what's going on with the Treasury Department right now would affect you most directly?
Well, the power of the purse controls everything. It controls everything from your the use of your tax dollars and mine, the priorities about where that money goes, the programs that we count on to live by what happens with your tax dollars.
And if you could say one thing to Elon Musk right now, what would you tell him?
It's none of your business. Get out of the Treasury. And he deserves to be in jail, frankly. It's a technological coup.
Just really getting sick and tired of seeing Elon and Donald and the whole broligarchy trying to take over our government.
Now your sign says the Fourth Reich.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about what that means to you and what does that mean to you?
So I think from the beginning, since the election and seeing who Trump's cabinet nominees were and the message of Project 2025, I just feel like they really are hell-bent on taking dictatorial power in this country And the way they talk about people is very reminiscent of the way that Hitler talked about the Jews and others in Nazi Germany in the 30s.
What concerns you most about what's going on with the Treasury specifically right now?
I think the biggest thing with the Treasury is that they have complete control over where our money is going, not only our tax dollars and our Social Security and all that kind of stuff, but our foreign aid and just all. I mean, we have enormous sums of money in the federal government, and we disperse it, and it needs to go where it needs to go for stability and to keep the world safe.
So you said you had one more thing to share with us?
I did. I spoke about what the Democrats should do. My message to the Republican elected officials is that this will not serve you. This will absolutely bite you in the ass, because this is not going to serve your constituencies, and you will pay for it in the long run. You may think you're going along with the prevailing winds or the people who are currently in power, but that's a kind of appeasement that throughout history has never paid over the long run.
What most concerns you about the actions that Elon Musk and the Doge group have been going about?
Well, no one elected them. There's no mandate to do what they're doing. They don't understand the government. You can't go in and just break it apart. The chaos that it's creating is devastating to so many people, and it's psychological warfare against the government workers. And we all depend on them for a whole range of things.
Is there a way that you're most concerned the various things going on would impact you directly?
Well, I'm on Social Security. So I'm concerned about getting my payment. I'm concerned about Musk having control over data, especially because he has Twitter, X. I'm afraid that he has too much technological knowledge and buying power to be allowed to get anywhere near anyone's data. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but I'm concerned.
And is this the type of thing you expected to happen when Trump won the presidency?
Absolutely not. However, I had been reading parts of Project 2025, and I had heard discussions of it with various experts, and it just seemed impossible. But it's happening. We were warned, and I didn't vote for him. So those people who did weren't paying attention.
Do you feel like, people are calling this a coup? Do you feel like that's an accurate term?
I do, absolutely. In fact, I was going to make a homemade sign and bring it down, and I was going to write on it, this is a coup d'etat, and deport Musk on the other side.
If you could say one thing to Elon Musk right now, what would you tell him?
Leave our government alone. Get the hell out.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share right now?
Yeah, I'd say to Musk, you have no business touching any part of this government. You're not elected, you're not confirmed, you've never been in government, you have no clue.
My name's Richard Surrey. I'm from Washington, D.C.
What brought you out to this rally?
Well, I only heard about it about 3 or 4 hours ago. We are in the middle of a slow motion coup. And if we love our democracy, we just have to stand up and fight for it. And frankly, I think rallies are not necessarily the most effective way, but it's something I could do today. We're going to have to start talking to our legislators. I grew up during the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. I think we need to be thinking about nonviolent resistance. We're going to have to really stand up to the Trump administration, the Trump regime, and rallies just aren't going to cut it. And I don't think these guys will listen to the law. So far, a lot of what they've done, everything Musk has done, has been illegal, and they don't care. And so asking people about, to get Congress to do things, I think is going to be irrelevant because they don't care. People are going to have to take the streets. That's easy for me to say at 75, I guess, but we will.
Now, we heard from a lot of elected officials today. Did anything that they said speak to you?
Sure. I mean, they said all the right things. But as one of the speakers said at the end, they have to do something. And that could be, shutting down the Senate is probably not a bad move. Although the problem for progressive people is that we count on the government to do things. We count on the government to help people who are disadvantaged. The Republicans really couldn't give a damn. So for them to shut down the government, no big deal. That's perfect. For progressive to shut down the government, that's a problem. I didn't hear, it was hard to hear, but I didn't hear anybody talking about civil disobedience, and I really do think that's the step we're going to have to take, because now that Trump is in power, he's just not going to listen to the law. He's not going to listen to the courts. He doesn't care. And, the question that Trump will ask if he gets a judgment against him is, the version of Stalin's question when he asked how many divisions does the Pope have? Right? He's going to say, how many guns does the court have? None. Right? And there's a tradition. I think it was Andrew Jackson said, the Supreme Court, the court has made its decision. Now let it enforce it. And I think that's the position he's going to take.
Now, you mentioned nonviolent resistance. In the work I've been doing, I've also kind of been hearing a little bit more about a greater amount of people on the political left, both liberals but also full-on leftists, arming themselves at an increasing rate in response to the political developments of the last 4 years. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I've heard that too. I do a bunch of phone banking for Democratic candidates in the Midwest, and just this weekend I spoke to two people, who said, I'm buying up all the ammunition I can for that reason. If it comes to that, that would be a terrible, terrible situation. And I think we really have to pursue nonviolence and prove that that won't work before we take that step, because civil wars are horrific. And we have to think about the role that the United States plays in the world, too. I mean, a real civil war in the U.S. Would devastate the world economy. It would leave Ukraine out to dry, right? Leave Taiwan out to dry. It may come to that, but I pray it doesn't, because anybody who's seen a civil war knows that it's just horrific. So I'd be deeply opposed to doing that unless we tried everything else.